This is MAN 558, Organizational Psychology. Today we are going to talk about work motivation and motivation theories. And I want to start with a short story again, because it shows us how motivational factors can differ from one person to another. So let's start then. A rich businessman from a rich country decided to spend his vacation in a small fishing village in the Indian Ocean. He enjoyed observing locals and chatting with them. There was one fisherman who attracted the attention of the rich man. He seemed very intelligent and hardworking. The rich man approached him one day. "Hello," he said. "I have been watching you with admiration. You are a smart and hardworking man. Why don't you enhance your business? You can go to the big city and open up a restaurant." The fisherman looked at him in a bafflement and said, "Thank you for your kind words, sir, but why should I do it?" The rich man thought that the fisherman had higher goals in life and admired him more. He tried to increase fisherman's appetite by saying, "Well, in time you can have your own chain of restaurants. Would it be nice?" The fisherman asked calmly, "Yes, but why?" The rich man didn't quite understand why the fisherman asked this question, but answered anyway, "To be rich, of course." The fisherman asked again, "Why?" The rich man was beginning to lose his patience. He thought maybe fisherman was not that smart after all. He raised his voice slightly and talked slowly so that the fisherman could understand. "When you are rich, you will retire and live peacefully in a fisherman's village for the rest of your life." The fisherman looked directly in the eyes of the rich man and said, "That's exactly what I'm doing, sir, and I desire nothing beyond that." So what motivates this fisherman in life? If he is not interested in money or career advancement, does this mean that he is a loser or an uneducated person with a simple mind? Just because getting rich and famous are the motivating forces for some does not mean that they should be the motivating forces for all. So what is work motivation? The classical definition of work motivation is that it's a set of energetic forces that originate both within as well as beyond an individual's being to initiate work-related behavior and to determine its from direction, intensity, and duration. Traditionally, work motivation theories have been categorized as content and process theories. The content theories can be said to answer the what of theories. On the other hand, explain work behavior in terms of the cognitive process which the individual goes through before and during the behavior. The content theories are Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Herzberg's motivation hygiene theory, and McClelland's typology of needs. The process theories are equity theory, expectancy theory, goal-setting theory, and job characteristics theory. First, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's theory of motivation suggests that humans are motivated to satisfy their needs, which are structured in a hierarchical order. At the lowest level, there are physiological and safety needs to satisfy for our survival, whereas at the top there are self-esteem and self-actualization needs to be satisfied for our growth. Let's see the pyramid. In first step, there is physiological needs like hunger and thirst. In second, safety needs, security and protection. In third step, social needs, sense of belonging or love. In fourth step, esteem needs like self-esteem, recognition, status. And the top of this pyramid, there is self-actualization. And Herzberg's motivation and hygiene theory. Herzberg suggested that factors that lead to job satisfaction and job dissatisfaction are different. According to the theory, factors related to the job content, for example, autonomy, challenge, opportunity to learn and grow, are generally referred to as intrinsic factors or motivators which produce job satisfaction and therefore the motivation to perform. factors related to the job context, for example, safe work, environment, pay, or supervision, are generally referred to as extrinsic factors or hygiene factors, which do not produce job satisfaction and therefore do not motivate performance, but their absence is dissatisfying. For example, working in a safe office environment is something that every employee should expect and feel entitled to. Therefore, it is not necessarily motivating. However, absence of safety would be highly demotivating, leading to employee dissatisfaction. In addition to this, Herberg's theory suggests that motivators may become hygiene factors after a while. Then, it's McClelland's typology of needs. McClelland suggested that individuals can be grouped into three categories according to their dominant needs. First, achievement motivation. Second, affiliation motivation. And the last one is power motivation. Those with high achievement motive derive satisfaction from achievement as well as from the relentless effort in pursuit of it. Those with a high affiliation motive, on the other hand, derive satisfaction from warm and friendly relationships. They make considerable effort to be sensitive to others' feelings and to conform to their wishes. Power motivation refers to the individual's desire to influence and control others or to have a strong impact on others. McClelland suggested that of the three motives, achievement motivation was the most important associated with high performance. And it's equity theory. In its most fundamental sense, equity means fairness or being treated fairly. According to the equity theory, an employee brings to the job what they perceive are their set of inputs and expects for them a set of outcomes. The employee will determine the equity or fairness of the outcomes by comparing the ratio of their outcomes to inputs to the ratio of a relevant other person. So what motivates employees is to restore equity when it is distorted and to maintain the balance among input and output ratios of employees. So what happens when the equity is distorted and employees feel unfairness in the input and output ratio comparisons in the organization? Some people have a strong preference for equitable situation. They are called equity sensitives, whereas others prefer slightly inequitable situations. Those referred to as benevolents prefer a higher ratio of inputs to outcomes in relation to the comparison person. They can be considered to have an altruistic attitude. They feel content in knowing that they have made a valuable contribution even though they have not been rewarded equitably for this. On the other hand, entitlements prefer to have higher outcome to input ratio than referent. They are concerned more with receiving than giving. Expectancy theory. Expectancy theory holds that employees are motivated when they believe that their behavior will enhance the probability of desired outcomes. Magnitude of motivation is determined by product of three critical elements in the theory. These are expectancy, instrumentality, and valence. So what's expectancy? The perception of the probability to meet the performance standards if enough effort is exerted. Instrumentality is the perception of the probability to receive the outcomes as a result of achieving the performance standards. And last, valence is the desirability of outcomes associated with high performance. It's goal-setting theory then. The core of the goal-setting theory is that employees are motivated when they have clearly set goals that are specific, challenging, and acceptable. The theory of goal setting is based on the assumptions of individualistic cultures. The two important components of this theory are goal characteristics and goal setting methodology. As such, the basic recommendation of the theory for goal characteristics is that goals should be specific and challenging. And for goal setting methodology is that goals should be set participatively so that employees accept the goals and feel committed to them. And job characteristics theory. According to job characteristics theory, employees are motivated when their jobs are enriched. Job enrichment involves increasing autonomy, feedback, skill variety, task significance, and task identity. Now, these are all motivation theories, and at the end of this lesson, I want to give you again some keywords about this topic. Let's start with work motivation. Work motivation forces that energize employees to initiate goal-directed behaviors and persist in these behaviors. Second one, self-actualization. Being all one can be and one wants to be, actualizing one's full potential and fulfilling one's wishes. The other one is empowerment. Managerial practice to instill the feeling of control, competence, and goal internalization in employees. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Energetic force originating from the wish to enhance one's learning and growth is intrinsic, and one's financial gains, benefits, or reputation is extrinsic. Achievement motivation. Energetic force originating from one's wish to achieve and succeed in a challenging task or situation. Equity and equality. Norm of distributing resources on the basis of merit is equity, and the membership irrespective of merit is equality. Participative goal setting. Goals set via discussion, information exchange, and eventually consensus between subordinates and superiors. Skill variety. Jobs that require employees that use multiple skills. Jobs that are not repetitive or monotonous. Task significance. Jobs that contribute to the lives of others in positive and significant ways. And another one is task identity. Jobs that allow employees to identify with the work as a whole and complete and feel proud of contributing to the outcome. Another one is job enrichment. Designing jobs to enhance meaningfulness, responsibility, and knowledge of work results through increased autonomy, feedback, skill variety, task significance, and task identity. And the last one is self-enhancement. Type of motivation to make people good about themselves and maintain high self-esteem, especially in conditions perceived to be a threat to one's positive self-image. And these are the key terms about this topic, and that's all that I want to say for today. Next week we will talk about performance management. Thank you.